Wow, this Coldedon Blanc had done nothing all last summer, last fall, spring, nothing. I put the... Hey everybody, this is Danny with MyFigStix. Oh my gosh, it is blazing hot outside. I don't even know what I'm doing out here right now. It is just too... No, wait. I do know why I'm out here. I'm out here because I love my figs and I love sharing all of that with you. But in today's video, what I want to talk about is my little fertilizer test. Can't really call it an experiment, but we're calling it a test. But there's three things I want to cover. So I want to cover, well, first I just want to give you an update on the fertilizer and how the trees have taken to that. I want to basically wrap this up and we'll talk about why. And number three, I want to talk about my plans for next year. I want to figure this out. I've got a different plan because of all of you and the comments in the videos that I've been doing on this and how I want to take care of that next year. So stick with me. We're going to talk about my fertilizers, my trees, and where they stand. Stick with me. We'll take a look. Okay, we will start with the synthetics first. So my I-258 as well as my Olympian, these are both second year trees. They were on the bloom booster, and let's just take a look at them. First off, this I-258, y'all. I mean, look at this. Okay, let me see real quick. I'm standing next to the planter. I don't even think I'm going to be able to get this whole tree. I'm trying. Can you see me? There we go. Let's try that. You can see, I mean, this tree is going absolutely crazy. Such a vigorous grower. I've taken 6 air layers off of it now, but you can see how much growth it's putting on. I mean, look, well, first, just know that this right here, this is where this tree started. This stump in the spring was all that was there. This limb, this limb, this limb, this limb, all of that came this year. And again, this is on the bloom booster, but something I wanted to point out, and this may be an I-258 thing, but the figs are just now really getting going. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm having a hard time showing that, or at least seeing that on my YouTube, on my GoPro, because I'm having to stretch my arms out. But look at all the figs that are finally coming up on this tree. So I don't know, again, if that's an I-258 thing, but goodness gracious, this tree is just growing like mad. Very excited about the I-258. Again, this one is on bloom booster, and then right next to it is my Olympian tree. Now, this tree, it finally started growing. It started off, it had a lot of figs on it when we started all of this, but it wasn't growing. Well, now it is growing very, very well. You can see probably right in here. Can I even get back far enough? That's all new growth. Look. Here, let's see, can you tell? That's all new growth. Same here, that's all new growth. So this tree has finally started growing. However, it's on bloom booster. It is not ripening figs. It finally gave me 2 figs, and one of them got devoured by ants. And when I say devoured, I mean literally completely gutted by ants. I'll show y'all an example. I've got another one over on a different tree. I want to show y'all. We'll take a little segue into ants, but you can see this tree finally started growing. It is covered with figs. It's on bloom booster. 2 figs have ripened. 2, and that's it. So let's take a quick look at what I'm talking about with these ants. Can y'all see that? That is all ant damage. They literally have gutted this fig. Now, this is on a brown turkey, and I'm leaving that on there because they seem to be focused in on that fig, and they're leaving all of these others alone, which is exactly what I did. Ooh, that one's close. Man, that's close. It's exactly what I did on the Olympian. Once they got into that fig, I just left it because they were focused on it, and they left the one that was right beside it alone to ripen. But gosh, y'all, I'm trying lots of different things for figs, and I'm sorry, for ants, and I'm really struggling with them right now. So if you have any ideas, something that's safe for the trees, please drop me a comment. But that's the Olympian and how it's doing on Bloom Booster. The growth it was slow to start, but once it's gotten going in the last few weeks, and again, we're like 2 months into this, right? I think I'm, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 5 feedings into this. And this tree took the first full month before it started growing. Now, it was already covered with figs, which is one reason I want to change things up next year. But I don't know if the fact that it was covered with figs was slowing the growth down. I don't know. But once it took off, it is really growing rapidly now. And hopefully I start seeing some of these figs ripen up. Sticking with the synthetics, these two right here. So this is an LSU purple and this is a Beers Black. And both of these are on the Osmocote. Y'all, I kind of dig the Osmocote because I don't have to do anything. I just put it on there and water them, right? And so I like that fact. So we'll start with the Beers Black because I want to talk about it first. Look at the amount of growth. I mean, this tree's really, really doing well. Osmocote, one application, keep it watered. And look at all of the figs. Now, none of this was happening when I started this. I mean, look at all of the figs. There's figs at almost every single node on this tree. Tons and tons of new growth. And not only that, but it's really healthy growth. Look, I mean, if you look at my fingers, look how thick that branch is. And this is all brand new growth. Look, we'll go all the way up to the very top. That is good, healthy growth. Wow. So that is Osmocote. Now we'll look at this LSU purple monster. I don't even know what to say on this. I'm going to really struggle not being on a tripod right now to show you all this. This tree has grown so fast. Okay, wait, let me back up. My LSU purple is a tissue culture fig tree. Okay, so it is growing like Medusa's snake hair, right? But look at this. Look how much growth. It's absolutely bonkers. This limb won't even stand up on its own. I need to get it braced, and I tried, but it kept popping off. So I've been bracing it up against its neighbor right here, hoping that it would stand up. But it's growing so, so fast. And you've got all of this down here. Same thing here. I mean, this is another one. I've got it braced up, but it's growing so well. Again, it is on Osmocote. Now, here's something else. This tree keeps aborting its figs. I have yet to get look, here's one, it's aborted. I've yet to get a ripe fig off of this LSU purple last year nor this year. Is that tissue culture? I don't know. I mean, this is just, this is what it does with all of them. And that will actually shrivel up and go away, just gone. And here's another one that's about to do it. This one's doing the same thing. So I don't know. I don't think that's the Osmocote to blame for that. I do believe that that is a tissue culture's ways, right? This is a young tree. Gosh, look at this. Look, I'm just now noticing this. This is coming from a brown turkey. Goodness gracious. But that's the LSU purple right there. I mean, I got to give it to Osmocote. I'm seeing fantastic growth in both of these trees. I question the tissue culture of the LSU purple steel, but that Beers Black, and it's definitely not lacking in growth. So I think the Osmocote, wow, I think it's done really, really well. Now, switching to organics, we'll talk about the Fox Farms first. So this is a Canadria tree. Can't really complain about the growth. It's done really well. It's put on quite a few limbs. Now, I think I pinched this somewhere and really started a beautiful crown on this, which is looking great. I've gotten several figs off of this. Ooh, that one's getting close. Yeah, he's still got a few more days. But I've gotten several figs off of this Canadria, which I really, really like. But this is on the Fox Farm fertilizer products. And you can see the tree looks very healthy. It's got several figs, and this is, let's see, when did I get this? I got this last summer, so it's, I guess technically it's a second year fig. So I got this one from Lazy Dog Farm, and so it was already, it was a rooted cutting. So last year, year one, this year being year two. So this one's looking very good. Is it going crazy like some of the others? Probably not. Is it healthy? 100% it's healthy. Again, look at the size of the new growth. I mean, it's definitely finger thickness in lots of places, for sure, pinky thickness. But that is the Canadria, and then we'll jump down here. Y'all, my trees are all over the place right now. But and hand watering is zero fun at all. So this is the Maltese Falcon. I finally got a ripe fig off of this one. Whew, the first one, no, no. I don't even know that it was ripe. It looked ripe. It was drying up. It was shriveling up, but it tasted, well, let's just say it was not good. But the second one that I just ate off of this one yesterday, oh, yes. Very, very good. But look how healthy this tree is. This is Fox Farm products, and we've talked about that. I'll put the link in the descriptions. Again, I'll put the link for all of these fertilizers in the description, just so y'all can, I keep it organized for y'all. If y'all are interested in buying any of that, you can click on that and go to Amazon. It'll take you right there and you can buy it. But this Maltese Falcon is looking so healthy. Has it got a ton of growth? Probably not. Not as much as some of the others, but it is very healthy growth. We'll look real quick. Again, the stems are fairly large, and this guy's putting out figs at every node. Whew, that fig I ate yesterday, y'all, Maltese Falcon, definitely 2 thumbs up. But I think the Fox Farm, does it drive like a ton of growth? Maybe not like the Bloom Booster or the Osmocote, but it drives very healthy trees. My guess is this year the Fox Farm is really working down here. It is going to be driving that healthy root, that sturdy root system that these trees need. But I'm pretty happy with the Fox Farm as well. Last but not least is the Gaia Green. Y'all, I don't know. Well, let me say something real fast. Y'all have probably been seeing white powder everywhere. That's diatomaceous earth. I have been fighting ants. I showed y'all that fig that was completely devoured. I've been trying to fight ants with anything I can. I use DE, but right now I'm having to water these figs with a water hose. And so DE doesn't work when it gets wet. So I've really struggled with ants, y'all. I need help with ants. But let's talk about the Gaia Green. Look at this Texas Everbearing. I mean, it is everywhere. It is growing so well. It's very healthy growth, as Finley would attest to, but you can see just how nice the new growth is. It's got figs everywhere. This has all happened since all of this started. I have not gotten a ripe fig off of this one. Well, if I don't take that one tonight, I will probably take it tomorrow. So that'll be the first Texas Everbearing. But look at all of this growth and how healthy the leaves look, minus the DE. I mean, this tree looks so good. And there are figs everywhere on it. I mean, such healthy growth. But let's talk about the really spectacular thing. That would be this Coldodon Blanc. Hopefully I can put some pictures up of this Coldodon Blanc when this little test started, because it was about as tall. Well, in fact, it was as tall as this limb. This limb has not grown, but I think that's because it's got too many figs on it. I mean, look at all the figs on that one little limb. It's really working all it can to keep those going. But look at this growth. I've had to brace this tree. I mean, look at this. Look how healthy this growth is. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it's not, well, it's got some bumps. They're not double bumps, so I don't know. Hopefully y'all can see that. I see shadows what I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, look. Okay, they're going to be figs. So there's a brand new fig. Yeah, and here's a brand new fig. So I think those bumps are going to wind up being figs. But wow, this Coldodon Blanc had done nothing all last summer, last fall, spring, nothing. I put the Gaia Green on, and in 2 weeks, I started seeing results. Within a month, I started seeing real results. And 6 weeks in, this tree really had taken off. And now I think we might be 10 weeks into this. That sounds crazy, but I think it's true. But look at the growth on this tree. Now, I will say this. I got this tree from Eddie, and he was having trouble with every single tree coming off of his Coldodon Blanc. But I'm hearing that he's trying the Gaia Green, and hopefully we can learn, is this the Gaia Green? Or did this tree just finally decide it wanted to grow? I don't know. But that is the 4 different fertilizers that we kind of did a test on. So let's talk about why I'm going to wrap this up. Ooh, I had to find some shade, y'all. It is blazing hot out here, but let's kind of talk about why I am wrapping up this fertilizer little test project that we have going. One, y'all see my trees are everywhere. I mean, they used to be up along that fence line right there, and they're not right now. All of the test trees are here and there and everywhere. I'm having to water by hand, and I know that's not conducive to a good test like what we're trying to do as well. But the other reason is it's July. I really kind of want my trees to start thinking about hardening off. I'm hoping that they'll finish their growing, they'll start ripening these figs, and hopefully they'll begin to harden off and be prepared for colder temperatures and be prepared for cuttings, right? We're going to take lots of cuttings this fall, or at least I hope to. So that is why I'm kind of wrapping this up right now. I think I want to cut all of that fertilizer and slow that growth down, hopefully start ripening all of these figs in preparation for colder weather, for cuttings, and all of that nature. So that's why we're doing that. And I'm really impressed with all of these, but let's take a minute to talk about future plans and what I learned from all of you commenting on this little fertilizer test. All right, so future plans. So reading the comments on this little series and listening to the comments on this fertilizer test series, it really began to ring, okay, this is great. We're learning something here, but we can learn a lot more. So here's the thing. I started this a little bit late, obviously late. I think I started this whole series, was it April? Yeah, I think it was April, May, June. Yeah, it was April sometime. And so I was a little late. All of my trees had already woken up. They had already started growing. But here's the other thing. Lots of people pointed out you're using different trees that have different growth patterns or different growth profiles, and they're at different stages of their life. Some of them are brand new, some of them are 2 years old. So I think next year, what I want to do, based on all of your comments, I want to start this with 6. That's 2. I want to start this with 6, with 6 of the same variety of trees in the same stage of life. So they will all be, maybe there'll be some of these that I've up potted this year. Maybe I'll hang on to them. So I'll try 6 trees. If I don't have 6, maybe we'll have to limit that to 4, but we'll do 4 of the same varieties, 4 or 6 of the same variety. And then we're going to try the same different fertilizer routine. We're going to try, I don't know, I'm going to pick a few, whether it be, I think Osmocote, I definitely want to try again. I definitely want to try the Gaia Green again. And then Bloom Booster, I will probably try that as well. But that way we're comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges or figs to oranges or whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So that's going to be my plan for next year. And I really have all of you to thank for that because of all the comments. And it really made me kind of see and understand, hey, we're not really comparing apples to apples. We're getting to see what these fertilizers can do, but we're not able to tell if one's really better than the other because you have different varieties and they grow different, and they happen to be at different stages. The Olympian was already loaded with figs when I started this, and so did the fertilizer have anything to do with that? Obviously it grew the figs on its own. So all of that said, I really appreciate the comments. Next year, we're going to do a deeper dive. We're going to be a more controlled test so that we can truly see which one of these fertilizers is best and gives us the best bang for our buck. But y'all, that'll be the conclusion of my little fertilizer test, and I really appreciate y'all sticking with me. Most importantly, I appreciate all of the comments that help me see that we need a better test, and so next year that'll be coming your way. As always, y'all, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.